Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Total War Attila Western Roman Empire campaign. So I've gone ahead and I've advanced the turn from the end of last episode, and before we got to the next turn, the Markomans have declared war on the Langobards. Now, we had just gotten into a defensive alliance with the Langobards, so we either have to choose here to enter the war on their behalf, or decline and break the alliance. Now, there's really no reason for us not to do this because the Langobards are also allies with the Franks and the Alamans. So, if we are willing to jump into this war, which I think I am, not only should we eventually see more, or our relationship with the Langobards grow, this war should do the same with the Franks and the Alamans for us too. So this is pretty much all win. With the exception of having to go to war with another faction, but I don't think it'll matter because we have 3 allies standing between them and us. So it's pretty much all win. Let's go ahead and do it. Now, I said that, and apparently the Markomans had an army standing by right outside our borders to attack one of my villages. So, not all win. We can't defeat them here, so I think rather than wasting much of time trying to deal as many casualties as I can, we're just going to auto-resolve this in a protective stance. We'll be aggressive. Hopefully it causes them more casualties too. But, yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm not going to bother fighting this manually, though. Obviously we would lose no matter what. I could probably deal more casualties than the AI in this case, but I don't think it matters that much. So we'll see what they decide to do. I figured they would just hit it and run. So I'll need to probably take that into consideration. Alright, we have another war declaration here. The Palmyrians have declared war on the Eastern Romans. Now, the faction declaring war, where the hell are they? Is down here. And, yeah, I'll do this. Why not? I'm not about to break my alliance with the Eastern Roman Empire, so it's pretty irrelevant, but I was just kind of curious where they are. So yeah, we'll do it. Okay, so more hostile agent activity on behalf of the Huns. They're successful yet again. This time they failed. Let's see. Yeah, our settlement was sacked, unfortunately. Not a huge deal. We have plenty of others, but we'll need to rebuild that. And, oh no, Marinus's term in office is ended before he leveled up, so unfortunately we're going to have to waste some of his influence reappointing him to the same spot. It looks like Vindonius Magnus has also failed in his attempt to get into office, so we're going to have to decree it. I can't afford to lose any more control, especially after that arranged marriage completely blew up in my face. So our trade agreement with the Markomans is broken. And let's see, I will need to... Hold on. So you guys have a population surplus. Is it 5? I'm wondering, should I wait? You already have an iron smelter. So I'm not sure what I would even build here, to be honest. I'm not even going to worry about it right now, because I don't need much from this place, other than just more income and no public order issues. Another war declaration, and then in Marcianopolis, I've decided I'm starting to tear down this rally field because I'd like to turn it into a garrison. This place is obviously the first line of defense against anything that comes across the Danube right there. So I feel like it should have the best garrison possible, and I'm not exactly recruiting troops over here. So it makes no sense to have recruitment buildings over here. Instead, we will go for, you know, greater garrison size. Mercenary Thracian warriors, that's tempting, but they are expensive. I think I'll stick with my Legio. Alright, another edict issued. We can go ahead and get rid of that. So problems. They've hit us and run over here. We're going to need to repair this. Wow, they did a lot of damage here. That was over 4,000 gold in repairs. Now, can I get the Alamans or somebody to come finish them off? I highly doubt it. All of my allies seem to be very reluctant to do anything. We're going to move our priest over here to Flevum so that he can start converting the populace there. The Franks, as a faction, are Latin Christian. However, their populace is predominantly Germanic pagan. And so I'm concerned that they will eventually convert back over if we are not on top of that. Now, I also recruited a priest in Rome, and he is going to just basically earn us more income. So we'll see how that goes. He should level up quicker than the other priest just because he's at home doing something. Actually, the other one is, doing something as well. So, right, let's get down to Africa. We'll continue marching you west. If you force march, can you make it to Caesarea? Not quite. That's not a huge difference in movement. So just get to Constantia, and we'll have the general recover his guard a little bit quicker. Actually, apparently not. But whatever. We just need to get you west. You're holding things down over here, and that appears to be working out just fine. Any new defector mercenaries? No. What about over here? Not that you need more, but it wouldn't hurt to get rid of, I don't know, something. Just because these guys are actually pretty good. But in this case, it doesn't appear like they are available. Up in the north, you guys are a fully fledged legion now. So do I want to go after the Picts? I promised you guys I wouldn't do it just yet because I still haven't heard back from you in regard to whether or not we should subjugate them or not. So I will march this legion to Hadrian's Wall just so we have a better idea of what's happening north of it, and then I'll fortify them there. Now, they could sail around and attack me or something, but, that was always a possibility anyways. So, let's see. Public order is not great here. It's only +2. These should both add to that, but that will hurt our food and add additional squalor. So this might be something that we need to upgrade as well. I think I'm going to hold off, though, because that also costs food. And so, depending on how much these deplete our food by, that may put us at a food deficit. Although, I guess I could just do that and this. It's expensive. It's nearly 5,000 gold. But that sort of future-proofs us against any issues that might arise from those. So I think we'll do it. Meanwhile, let's jump back into diplomacy. And things are going good with the Alamans. We should try for a defensive alliance with them. Still low. Okay, we'll keep working on it, though. How about military access? Rejected. Okay. Unfortunately, we'll have to just kind of wait and play that one by ear. I would like to get out of defensive alliances and into military alliances wherever I can, because I don't want to have to join wars when they get attacked. I would like to be drawing them into wars as the aggressor. So obviously military alliance is going to be superior in that regard. Let's see, Franks, we're doing really well with you guys. Can we push it to the next level? Still low. Can I get you to join my war? You're already at war with the Picts and the Markomans. Can I get you to join the war against the Geats? How much money will that cost me? Let's see, I'll offer 4,000? No, that might be too much. How about 28? Still too much. 13. Maybe. Still rejected, though. Okay, let's try, hold on, I need to add that back on there. But if I can get them to join that war, my hope is I can get them to defeat the Geat army that's standing right here and then maybe take some of Frisia. And actually they could push into this province as well, but more importantly Frisia. Although they'll eventually have to declare war on the Varinians if they want to conquer the whole thing. So we'll see where that takes us. 33 seems like too much. Let's try 18. Rejected. Okay, so maybe somewhere in the... Why do I keep doing that first? Maybe somewhere in the like 2000s. Join war against the Geats. And let's demand 2,300. Rejected. Okay, so it looks like that 28 might be where we end up. But it was worth finding out you know, if we could pay them less for it. So I think if I offer, I'll do it this way. 28. Still rejected. Wow. Okay. They're playing hardball here. I really want them to join this war, though. Not only will it boost our relations with them further, but it can, you know, make them a little bit stronger if they are aggressive, which they tend not to be, but, you know, it's worth trying anyways. And it will potentially get rid of one of my enemies for me. Do we try 33? Let's just try 4,300. That was enough. Okay, it might have been too much, but we got them to do it, and that's all that really matters. Our relations with them are not going up all that high, but now that they're at war with the Geats, they should have to make a move. Oh good, things are going up with the Garamantians naturally. Fantastic. Why is that? War with the Picts, they like that. War with the Markomans, they like that as well. And military actions against the Huns, that's been there for a while, but whatever. Things are improving with them without me throwing cash at them, and that is the most important thing. Alright. I'm wondering if we should go after these guys first. Since the Garamantians like me, I no longer need to worry about throwing money at them. I already have a legion in roughly this area, so I should be relatively safe if they decide to attack. Yeah, let's see about that. Let's go down here and check. So I have a legion in Constantia. Is that technically Caesarea would be the closest. You guys can't move. So maybe on the next turn, let's get these guys here first, just in case, because they could push right through the mountains there and hit us, and we don't want that. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll have... I can't use a war target because I need... You know, I don't know that I need the war target on the Huns because they're not doing anything about it anyways. So I could use it here and maybe get them to go after it. We'll see how that goes. Over here, I would hope... No, my voice cracked there. I would hope that the Franks will go after the Geats since they're already in their territory. You know, one would think that would just happen. They'd be smart enough to do that. But we'll see. Once they've done that, I will hope or try to get them to go after Tulliferdum and take that. That was initially the home of the Saxons, who seem to be wiped out. And once they've taken that, then we'll see where to go from there. I want the Franks to get stronger so that I have a better, you know, buffer up here. And it would also be nice if I could get people to go after the Markomans. In fact, I might use my war target on that, because, you know, nobody's acting on the Huns, and I can't have them continually raiding me. That's going to be a problem. The Markomans, that is. In fact, that makes me think maybe I should cancel all this, because if they hit it again, then it's just a waste of money. So I'll give it a turn. Let's deal with them first, and then I'll worry about repairs. However, let's upgrade that with the money that would have gone to repairing this, and probably this as well. Everything along this border should be pretty well fortified. In fact, that rally field, let's knock that down and we'll build... you know what? You're not on the front line. Yeah. I might need to retool this province a little bit, but I'll leave this as a rally field and eventually upgrade that to something worthwhile, maybe cavalry, I don't know. But over in the province that got hit, I'm going to tear down the bathhouse, and we'll move it over to here when we have the option. That way I can build something that'll fortify the garrison here, since it is on a border. Even if my allies conquer that eventually, I think it'll be worth doing. Just in case, you know, the Huns could wipe them out or push straight through it anyways. I think that'll be helpful. So I'll leave it for now, but it will get torn down eventually. That leaves me with a small amount of cash to do something with. I'm not sure what. Let's see. I was working on, I think it was up in Britannia, the ability to train spies. Was that here, or was that not here? Apparently that was not here. Was it in Belgica, perhaps? Yes. So in 2 turns, we'll be able to recruit spies, and that should help us against the Huns and their agents. In the meantime, I don't know where I can spend this money. I don't think I have any like immediate need to spend it anywhere. You guys seem to be doing okay. I could actually upgrade this as well. My only concern is this building will eventually be a drain on public order. But public order seems to be doing pretty well here, and I haven't even upgraded this to a amphitheater yet. So, wow, the military presence is really adding to that, though. If we move the army out of there, it may not... I mean, technically it would still be +6. So, I guess it could be worth doing. I just need to not take it too far. Let's see. If I go to Tabernet, and then to Wine Emporium, or like, probably Food Emporium, because food is difficult to come by, aside from the farm buildings. And most other public order buildings cost food, so that would be -4. That's not that bad. Even if we upgraded it all the way to a food emporium, all else equal, we would be at a net positive. And that's not even considering that this is being upgraded, and this can still be upgraded. So I think that's worth it. That'll allow me the ability to recruit spies here, which will be helpful. Especially since it'll only be a turn behind Belgica, and given the travel distance that they would have to go on, this would technically be faster. Alright, so I think I'm going to do something a little bit risky here, but Titus Pullo's Legion is a little bit behind the 8-ball in terms of upgrades. I'm going to step him back into this province here, where they have the ability to recruit Manalatoy Pikes. And I think we will actually, he can recruit better cavalry there too. So yeah, I'm going to have him step out of Sirmium. The Huns shouldn't be within striking distance, so I think he'll be okay to do this. Just for a turn, he's going to step across so that he can recruit other stuff. And the question becomes, like, what do I want to field? Are these guys significantly better than the Germanic Mounted Warband? They are slightly cheaper. It looks like the melee attack is just slightly worse, but the damage is a decent amount better. Charge bonus is the same. Melee defense is slightly worse. Armor is equal. Health is equal. Morale is just slightly better. Speed is worse, unfortunately, but they do have the ability to throw missiles. Huh. So I'm not sure if that's worth it, actually. And then we have Kantari, which are medium shot cav. Their charge is insanely good, but they aren't particularly great in combat otherwise. I'm also curious to... There's another army build I'd like to try, where rather than running Auxilia Palatina, I would run Armigeri Defensores. And because they have the ability to go into offensive Testudo, I can put them in the front line and march them forward in Testudo with Legio behind them. Legio, because they only have defensive Testudo, don't really make great frontline troops, unless you're fighting defensively. But if the Armigeri Defensores are in front of them to soak missile attacks, I can put them behind and let them use their javelins more effectively. So I'm wondering if that would be a good idea. However, because they would be in the front line, I'd have to ditch all of them, and that would potentially make us very vulnerable to cavalry, which I don't know if that's a great idea against, you know, or on the front where we're facing a bunch of Huns. So maybe I won't do that. It was just a thought. In the meantime, though, let's... 227. You know, the Kantari are cheaper. Let's get rid of 2 of you. Disband you. I'll ditch the Madiari as well, because I don't use them. Give me 2 Kantari and 2 Manalatoy Pikes. And then I'll probably cut loose 2 more Auxilia Palatina for 2 more Manalatoy Pikes. And we'll get them sort of up to something like this, or like most of our other armies are built. And then that just leaves the Emperor's army in need of upgrade, which once Titus Pullo's done, they can rotate. And we can throw the Emperor back here where he can recruit. We'll get rid of these Germanic pikes and this Madiari here. And maybe ditch the steppe cavalry as well. We'll see if these guys are significantly better than what we can recruit. Is that the end of our turn? I would wager it probably is. So let's go ahead and advance. We'll see what happens here. Nobody's really made any moves yet, and so it seems like we're not going to fight any battles until I start a conquest somewhere. Because the Huns will not push in over here. They know they can't defeat me, and so they're not going to try. They're just going to kind of loom on the border. The Picts have no chance of doing anything, so they're just hole up in Tusis. And I guess the Markomans may attack us again. If they hit this, there's nothing we can do. If they attack Augusta Vindelicorum, we could potentially hold against that, although this garrison sucks for a walled city. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Oh, Appius Corvus leveled up. Wait, you are still... What the hell is happening here? So, last episode, I had Agunthus marry Appius Corvus through an arranged marriage. He disappeared from my faction politics list, though. As did she. She was in my family tree. She's gone now. But apparently he's still my governor, so... I thought we lost him as a governor and as a character. We definitely lost both of them in terms of family members, but it appears that he is still here. So I'm going to throw a point into Sentinel, just so that I can unlock these two, because this one is really good and free food is also nice. And with the other point, I think I'm going to lower our corruption a little bit. And you can see that did bump up our income a little bit. Okay, so the Markomans have caused us quite a bit of trouble here. I'll get back to that in just a second. But yeah, they've sacked 2 settlements. Our Imperium has increased, surprisingly, which means I can recruit 2 more legions now. And that is fantastic because we have a ton of money. And it would definitely be worth getting at least 1 or 2 more armies on the battlefield. Imminent rebellion in Thracia, we kind of expected as much. And Vindonius Magnus seems to have appreciated appreciated our aid of him getting his office. So let's see, the rally field in Thracia is done. Let's jump over here and we're going to replace it with a guardhouse. That should help with the public order down the road as well. It's not going to help us immediately though. Oh, we need a new technology. Hopefully that hasn't been... Did that happen this turn? I really hope that it did. Otherwise, I've... Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I didn't advance several turns with no technology. I'm desperately avoiding this one so I don't lose the ability to build amphitheaters and stuff. Let's see. Unlocks recruitment of Cataphractari, which replace Contari. That might be useful, actually. In fact, I like everything about that. Lower fatigue rate, we get to upgrade our Legio finally, and we can replace our Contari with Cataphractari, so I think that's worth it on all accounts. We'll probably do this one next. Maybe some of these, although a lot of these buildings are so expensive and so far up there that we won't see them for a very long time. So I think, you know, no real rush on those. And again, this one is going to cost me a whole lot of money and disable a bunch of building trees that I actually am using. So not a particularly great upgrade to have, but one that will eventually be necessary if we want to upgrade other things. So the Markomans came back and decided to not only hit the what is this, like Ivavum? Something like that. Although that I might be like a J sound because this is Latin. So it could be like Javavum. I don't know. Anyways, they decided to raid not only that, but Veronum as well. And so they're putting me in kind of a tough spot here. I am going to have to deal with them. And we will fight this battle with Flavius Felix. Assuming that he can catch them, I think he will, because even if he hits them here and they retreat, he still has quite a bit of movement allotment left. But that is a battle that we will definitely fight, because we've been completely bereft of battles for a while now. But I don't think we'll have time today, so that'll be like the first thing we do next episode. Let's see, the Emperor needs 2 more, or excuse me, Titus Pullo needs 2 more Manalotoi pikes. And so we're going to have to do a little bit of careful movement here, because I can't completely abandon Savaria and Sopene. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, unfortunately... crap. How can I do this? I might have to recruit a legion at Savaria and load them with mercenaries just to deter the Huns from attacking there. Because I need this legion to go deal with that, obviously. But the Emperor can't be in 2 places at once, and these are both well within their attack range. And I don't know that I can rely on the Macedonians to defend that adequately. If I move the Emperor over and just rely on them, they might flee or something if the Huns attack there. So I'm not going to trust them to do it. Did I not upgrade this? Okay, I did it here. Good. I swear I upgraded that. I'll leave that be for now. What else do we got here? I'll have to probably scan around the map again and see where to spend all this money. One thing I would like to do, though, is allot some of it to upgrading our alliances. So I'd like to get into a defensive alliance with the Allemans, if I can help that. I may be willing to throw some money at them to make that happen. With the Franks, I would like to... Really deteriorating. Why is that? They don't like the Garamantians. I don't know why they even have the Garamantians on their radar. But okay. I would like to upgrade this to a military alliance, if at all possible. And I'd be willing to offer them a bit of money to make that happen. Still low. Oh, because I was trying to demand it. Still low. 45 gets us to moderate. That's a lot more than I'd like to throw at them. Let's see if I can make it happen with maybe 35. That's still more than I want to, but it's more reasonable at least. Okay, so no. We'll make that 45 then. And still rejected. I don't think I'm willing to throw like 6,000 at them. So we'll just kind of... Maybe I can give them a gift. Let's do that. Let's give them a gift of 2,000, which doesn't actually get us anything but better relations. And hopefully that turns things around. It does. And if our relations grow high enough, we should be able to get a military alliance eventually. The Garamantians, things are improving naturally with them. That's fantastic. Langobards, same there. I would like to make that a military alliance. Oh, fantastic. Let's throw military access in there as well, and why don't you pay me a bit too? Let's see. They are at war with the Markomans and the Picts. I wouldn't mind getting them to go to war with the Geats as well. Let's add that to the mix, and it's still high. So on top of all that, I'm going to demand, let's say, 1,000 gold. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better deal there. So we got our military alliance. That means if they get attacked in the future, I don't get drawn into their war necessarily. But they get drawn into war with anybody I attack. We've got military access, so I can move through their lands as needed. Not that I probably would, but just in case. Also, it lets them move through my lands, which helps them attack our enemies. What else? I've got them at war with the Geats, which means they could potentially either go after the Markomans here, which I would prefer that they do, but if not, they could either take either of these settlements from the Geats or attack any of their at-large armies that pose a threat to us. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm glad that the Langobards are coming around and really, really becoming good friends of ours. I wish things were going as well with the Franks and Allemans, but they're going as good as can be expected, or maybe even better, so I guess I shouldn't complain. Right, so what else do we have going on here? I suppose that's about it. I really wish we could upgrade that alliance, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Although, since I got paid by the Langobards, I'm a little bit more willing to throw money at them now. Let's see. Although this will make the gift I gave them completely moot, so that might be a waste. Let's try 5,300. Still rejected. I'll go as high as, whoops. I'll go as high as 6,300, but I'm not going to do any more than that. Let's see if that does it. Yes, okay, so that got us a military alliance. Same benefits as I mentioned with the Langobards. Now they should adhere to my war targets as well. They may have already because we were in shared wars, but now they should almost certainly do it with anybody that we're both at war with. So, again, I don't really care that they go after the Markomans. I'd rather they deal with the Geats, but we'll see. That will boost our relations even further, not that it matters at this point. But again, more importantly, if they get attacked, I'm not necessarily drawn into the war with them. Garamantians, we're going to be dealing with you guys in a second. Let's get down to Africa, where we need to move this legion under Gaius Basilis to Caesarea. We'll level him up as he walks, and replenishment's probably a good idea with him. And I think we'll boost his cavalry attack and defense too, since we're running quite a bit of it here. And you know what? Do they pose like any legitimate threat to me? Because if they don't, I would be tempted to march this legion up into this mountain pass here, just to maybe lure them into a dumb attack or something. And if I did that, then the Garamantians should have an easier time. Also, once their armies are defeated, I can jump down here and provide the Garamantians with assistance as they take it. So I'm actually going to be a little bit aggressive here and move them up. We are going to take some desert attrition for our general, but that, you know, is bound to happen. Unfortunately, we can't see what they have, but they have 30 of something to our 20 here. There are some desert legionary defectors. I'm wondering if they would be worth grabbing. Let's see, mercenary light Moorish cavalry. They are very fast. But these guys are also very fast. And these guys are very expensive, whereas these guys are not. We do have some extremely expensive artillery. And then we also have some legionary defectors. So, really I should march the other legion over here to recruit some more. However, that doesn't seem like a great idea. Instead, I think I will disband a Desert Spear and grab another one of these. Just because they're a little bit more versatile with their ranged weapons. These guys are really only good for holding the front line. So, there we have it. I think I'll declare war on them on the next turn, just so that these guys have a chance to fortify before they get attacked. And then I just need to figure out where to spend the rest of this money, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so rather than spending it all on buildings, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Flavius Felix's legion off of Savaria. I'm going to go ahead and raise another force under... You would make a decent governor, so I guess it's going to be Appius Brutus. We'll go ahead and raise a new legion. We're going to put you in Savaria. And I'm going to... Wow, there's not a whole lot here, is there? I was hoping there'd be more mercenaries to pull from. We'll take everything we can get right now. Just because numbers are going to be a factor. You know, if there's not enough here, the Huns will attack it. And I would wager that this probably still isn't enough. But it's the best we can muster at the moment. I will also begin recruiting... Let's get some Legio in here, because we know we'll need those. And hopefully that's an effective deterrent, otherwise, you know, we might be in trouble. This legion is going to attack the Marcoman's army there, and hopefully just outright crush them. And we'll figure out where to go from there. I don't really want to take any part in the actual war against them. I've got bigger fish to fry, and I would rather my allies just go deal with it. And, you know, whoever defeats them and claims it, great for them. They get more land. They're all of these allies are single province factions, by the way, so they could all greatly benefit from that. But we'll leave it here, and as I said earlier, we're going to fight this battle first thing next episode. And that'll probably be the end of our turn, although I may need to... Yeah, we still have a lot of money left over, so I'll have to find out where I want to spend that. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Total War Attila with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.